They should just scrap corruption from our law in Nigeria. Just scrap them from our curriculum. You know, as they take come out one subject for school, you just come out and say, you know, they do anything there. Maybe they just scrap corruption from our curriculum. Because I don't think that thing get anything where they do there again. Corruption for Nigeria just they do like this. Then they use corruption, they fight corruption. You go to say that they fight corruption, they will call use corruption, come for the corruption. But they just scrap and talk say, from today, corruption is no longer a law. Corruption is no longer an offense in Nigeria. Because tell me how EFCC go to find Yahaya Bello. Then Presidency go to wish Yahaya Bello happy 50th birthday. Tell me how Economic Financial Crime Commission go they look for person. The tax say this person get corruption case to answer. With boast where the chairman of EFCC they talk say if he no bring up to justice he go resign. He dey make such mouth. Then Presidency from Aso Rock. They wish am happy birthday. Oh, Naija, why? What do we do now? Naija, mark me now. Tell me, you don't go understand Nigeria. Some things go, maybe they just scrap them, or maybe they add clause for corruption. If you're being caught in corruption, you will be prosecuted, except you are close to the center or to the ruling party. When you are close to the ruling party or you defect to a ruling party, your corruption case will be scrapped. May they put them like that so that we can understand. Say, you get people where they do that corruption for, people where they pursue. Because I don't understand that. Do you know the mouth where EFCC chairman make?
If we don't see this case through, I won't have any moral right to accuse anybody of corruption in Nigeria. I will resign.
Hey! As in, that time when they talk that thing for that time, he nearly cry. If you get close, you go talk, say, man, this thing really pain this man. Then, the thing when they do diminish. Their voice when they go down. You know, as you go talk something for where echo day. Hello, la, 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 la. Now, so their voice called they go inside. If I did not prosecute Yahaya Bello, their voice they go back. Before their mouth come close, pim. Now they know they talk about them again. Now today wish I'm happy birthday. And you know what in they wish person happy birthday. Each person where they wish happy birthday, then they talk good thing. So how they go talk this thing now for them? So they will come wish Yahaya Bello happy birthday, long life and prosperity. You are actually a good man. You govern the state well to the best of your ability. A rare jewel is born today. Jewel of inestimable value. What value? When I for tell us say the corruption case no day or hide them than to come and tell us saying get corruption case to answer. Then when they do otherwise, they not too much.
Because if he had surrendered himself or submitted himself to us that day, we wouldn't have declared him wanted. Do you know the implication of somebody being declared wanted? Usually we do quarter of a page, but because of his attitude, we had to do full page. I really didn't mind losing my salary. It's been watch listed all over the world. He can only run. They said there's no law in this country that we are following. Let all of us declare that we are in state of pariah. Everybody go and do what they like. Like I said, I don't mind the outcome of this case, but the right thing must be done. If we don't see this case through, I won't have any moral right to accuse anybody of corruption in Nigeria. I will resign.
Blinded. Instead of seeing what they would do to make the country work, make the country productive, they were focused on wrestling power. What are we going to use the power to do?
Yeah, but you ran for office in 2023. You wanted to wrest power from
Yes,
the
because
APC.
I wanted to do something.
Right.
Charles, I wanted to do something. I wanted to use it. By now, you would have been seeing the impact on education visibly. And I'm not talking about people coming to say it in TVs. You will be seeing it visibly. I would have even been visiting the schools.
Well, that's why some of
the health. You would have been seeing the primary. We have over 70% of our primary care are not functional.
But that's why some of your supporters are saying that for you to make this happen, you have to be you've got to be positioned, they say, to win the presidency.
Don't say my support. Don't just say some of my followers. I want Nigerians to know it is about their country.
Indeed.
So many Nigerians today don't know where the next meal will come from. They don't know. Several people have been to hospitals where people can't leave the hospitals because they can't pay. We have less than 5% insurance, health insurance in this country, when comparable countries like Indonesia have 95%.
Yes, but you're not going to be able to change that unless you become president.
No, but the people have to know and know that this man can do it.
Well, the argument is that even if you win in 2027, you'll be forced or prevailed upon to hand over to the North after just one term in 2031, which will not be enough for you to fulfill these let me just make the point, these electoral promises. Whereas if you worked with a one-term Northern presidency in 2027, you'd be more likely to scale through in 2031, assuming the North keeps to the agreement. Does that sound like a reasonable proposal to you? Because you mentioned Yar'Adua, who came into office. He had to come into office before he started trying to change things.
Charles, the president that is there today, how many years has he stayed? 2 years. And you could see where we are. Look at the turn of things in 2 years. That means that you can change things in 2 years. If I was there in 2 years, Charles, then you would have seen considerable change. In critical areas, I would have tackled corruption head on. I would have reduced cost of governance. And you will see it. People will feel it. And those monies invested in critical areas. Our primary health care today, I told you, 70% are not functional. And we spent over 35 billion in conference center. Which conference? Who is coming for the conference? You need to invest your money properly. Just you have been seeing borrowed money invested in critical area. A country in Bangladesh with 148,000 square kilometers of land is producing about 60 million metric tons of rice. And us, with over 6 times that size of land, cannot do 10% of that. Charles, there's room here. You talked about devaluation of Naira. There's nothing wrong in devaluation. I would have done something. I would have allowed the Naira to float. But I would have done it in an organized manner. There will be productivity. The idea of devaluing your currency, allowing it to float, to be cheaper, is that you have productivity so you can export, so people can come and buy. But when you don't have productivity and you devalue your currency, it's double whammy because you have nothing to sell. So I would have injected money in productivity. Today, Nobody is producing anything. Somebody told me a few days ago, say, oh, they've removed there's no more tax or this on some of the manufacturing inputs and everything.